everyone, my name is Lucy Rowland. Thank you for joining me watching this video. This one is going to be kind of an hour long and focusing on kind of anti-desk yoga. So if you've been sat at your desk, and a lot of us are kind of glued to our laptops, this flow is designed to kind of help stretch and mobilise the body again, especially those parts of the body that get really stiff. So around the hips, the shoulders, we want to be opening the chest out, but also a bit of activation and a bit of strengthening as well. So when we're more equipped to be sat at our desk with a much better posture, which should be a lot stronger in your muscles. So I hope you enjoy the class. As always, be nice and careful with your body. Nothing should hurt at any point. If it does ease off, feel free to take modifications. Listen to my instructions really carefully. We want to be making sure that we're nice and safe. So enjoy. We're actually going to start lying down on our backs. So coming on down, sending the legs long out in front. Take them nice and wide and then come to lie down. Take the palms so they face up towards the ceiling, tucking the shoulder blades underneath you, and there's a little tuck of the chin towards the chest just to lengthen through the back of the neck. And closing down the eyes here, just start to breathe a little bit deeper. With every inhale, feel like you're really filling up the whole of the body or the whole of the torso with breath. So you want your belly and your chest to rise up away from the floor. And as you exhale, you just let it sink back on down. Just allowing the back of the head to become really heavy. So you release the muscles around the neck. Feeling like the shoulders are becoming heavy. Let the belly relax. Let the hips and the legs become nice and weighted. So I'm really not using any effort in any of the muscles at the moment. I'm just allowing myself to sink into the support beneath me. And then just start to bring a little bit of movement into the ankles and the feet. So point the toes away from you, stretching through the tops of the ankles, and then flex the toes towards the knees. Then you feel a bit of sensation at the back of the calf. Continue the few more of these. Just exploring the range of your ankles. And then the next time you point your feet in the opposite direction, take the hands and the arms over the top of the head. Take a full body stretch. Keeping the right leg long, but bring it into the center. Draw the left knee in towards the chest and then hug that knee towards you. If this is too much on your right hip flexor, you can bend the knee and pop the foot down. But as you do this, continue to allow the back of the head and the shoulders to become nice and heavy. You don't want to bring the shoulders up and away from the floor. From here, keeping the right hand wrapped around the front of the left leg, release the left arm and just drawing that left leg across the body over towards the side. So coming into a slight spinal twist, and the knee might not completely come down towards the floor, and that's fine. But keep that really deep breath and just allow that slight twist to come into the lower back. And as you're twisting, you're trying to allow this left shoulder to become heavy. So try to keep this left shoulder glued down towards the floor. Your next inhale slowly brings you back on through to center. And then bending the right knee, place the foot down, crossing the left ankle over the top of the right thigh. And then drawing both knees towards you, take a hold underneath the right thigh and draw the legs on down. Try to keep this left foot nice and flexed, so you stay nice and supported through the ankles. Again, you want to keep the shoulders nice and heavy. One more really deep breath here. Slowly release the hands, release the right leg, uncross the left. Extend that left leg long, and then the right knee draws in towards the chest. Just spend a moment hugging that leg towards you. Again, if that's too much, you can pop the left foot down. Relaxing the shoulders. And then keeping a hold of that right leg with the left hand, release the right arm, and then drawing that leg across the body. Finding that subtle twist around that lower back, keeping the right shoulder nice and heavy. Next inhale, come back through to center. Left foot finds the floor. Cross that right ankle over the top of the left thigh. Hands come underneath the left leg and draw those legs towards the chest. You should feel it in the outside of the hip or the glute. Relax the shoulders, keep the ankles flexed. So you're always protecting through the ankles. Keep going in those nice, deep and steady breaths. Last deep inhale here. And then slowly releasing and placing the right foot next to the left. Bring the heels close towards you, about hips distance or a little bit wider than hips distance. So you can brush the backs of the heels with the middle finger, and then place the hands and the arms down by the side with the palms facing up. Take a really deep inhale, and exhale, pull the belly down towards the floor. Take another 2 breaths like that, so deep inhale into the whole torso. Exhale, pull the belly down towards the floor. And again, deep inhale. Exhale, pulling that belly down. A tiny bit of ab work which will really help with your posture and protect through the lower back, especially if you're sat down for that long time. As you inhale, hold the breath and lift the right leg up the floor. Keep the knee bent and the foot flexed. As you exhale, pull the belly button down towards the spine. 2 more breaths with the right leg up. Deep inhale, fill the belly. As you exhale, pull the belly down. Keep that right foot flexed, keep the knee bent. Deep inhale, fill the side ribs as well. As you exhale, pull the belly down towards the floor. So you're trying to reduce that gap in between the lower back and the floor, releasing the right leg. Huge inhale. Hold the breath, lift the left leg up. As you exhale, pull the belly down towards the floor. The tailbone slightly curls up as well towards the ceiling. Deep inhale. There's a little press of the right foot in towards the floor. Exhale, everything out. Deep inhale. Exhale, pull the belly down. Release the foot. Really deep breath into the lower belly. Hold the breath, lift the right leg up and away from the floor. Place the right hand on top of the right thigh. As you exhale, press, press. Press the thigh into the hand, hand into the thigh, pulling the belly down. Deep inhale, release. Exhale, press, press. Active foot through the right ankle. Deep inhale. Exhale, press, press. Release the right leg and arm. Deep inhale into the belly. Hold the breath, lift the left leg up. As you place the left hand on top of the left thigh. As you exhale, press, press. Right foot is pressing slightly down into the floor as well. Deep inhale. Exhale, press, press, belly down. Deep inhale. Keep the shoulders and the muscles of the face relaxed. Exhale, press, press. And slowly releasing that left foot and left arm. Deep inhale. Hold the breath, lift both legs up off the floor, knees are bent, feet are flexed. As you exhale, belly down, lift the tailbone up. Deep inhale into the belly. As you exhale, right heel lowers, taps down onto the floor, keep the knee bent. Keep the lower back pressing down. Inhale, come back through to center. Left side as you exhale. Heel taps down. Inhale, back through to center. Right side as you exhale, tapping down. Keep pressing that lower back down into the floor as you exhale. Inhale through to center. As you exhale, heel taps, left side. Inhale through to center. Exhale, right side taps. Inhale through to center. Exhale, left heel taps. Inhaling through to center. Keeping the knees bent, interlacing the hands and placing them behind the head. Deep inhale, lifting the head and shoulders up off the floor. Exhale, let the head be heavy in the hands. Deep inhale, fill the belly. As you exhale, elbows move over towards the left, straighten up through the right leg, pushing forwards, pushing through the ball of that foot. Take another deep inhale, lift the shoulders higher. And as you exhale, pull the belly down towards the floor. Inhale back through to center. As you exhale, elbows move over towards the right, straighten through the left leg, pointing slightly forward. Deep inhale into the belly. And as you exhale, lower belly pulls down. Inhale through to center. Exhale, elbows towards the left, lift the tailbone up, straighten through the right foot, right leg. Deep inhale, lift the elbows higher. Exhale, pull the belly down. Inhale through to center. Exhale, elbows towards the right, lift the tailbone up. Straighten through the left leg, and as you exhale, pulling the belly down. Another deep inhale here. Exhale, flattening the lower back down. Inhale back through to center. Push the top of the lower back down, lift the tailbone, elbows towards the left, straighten through the right leg. As you inhale, lift the elbows higher. And as you exhale, belly down. Inhale through to center. Top of the back down, lift the tailbone, elbows towards the right, straighten through the left leg. Deep inhale. And as you exhale, belly down. Coming back through to center, release the head and shoulders. Release the feet down towards the floor. Hands come down by the sides of the body. Just take a moment just to notice any of the sensations that are running through the belly. And then taking that full breath again that fills up the body. Pressing down into the floor with the feet, lifting yourself up into bridge. Squeezing those glutes together, turning on the backs of the legs. Nice deep breaths that fill up the front of the chest. Start to work and turning on the backs of the glutes. And if we've been sat down for a long time, sometimes our glutes tend to get a little bit lazy, so start to wake them up, squeezing them towards each other. Lengthen the knees away from you so you start to feel into the backs of the legs. Press the feet down. Holding here for 2 more breaths. And then one vertebrae at a time, start to lower down onto your back. Knees, draw them in. Hug them tight towards you. Gentle rock from side to side. Massage that lower back down into the floor. Hands come behind the thighs. Few little rock and rolls forwards and back. Massage up the length of the spine. Take this kind of 4 or 5 times. Trying to keep those knees and those inner thighs glued together. And then eventually making your way to a seat. But extend the left leg long, out in front of you, kind of off to a diagonal. Take the right sole of foot to the inside of the leg. Left toes are flexing back towards the face. Left hand on top of the left shin. Inhale, reach all the way up and over with your right arm. Reach forward and beyond the foot, rather than closing off down. Reach long and start to find some space all the way up that right side. You can let the head be heavy here and try to float the shoulders away from the ears. Little finger rotates to point down towards the floor, wrapping the shoulder away from the neck. One more deep inhale. And then looking down towards your left knee, rotate the body over that long leg, one hand at each side. Inhale to lengthen, lift the chest, and then exhale, float yourself forwards. Allow the back to round and just hang over the leg. Give the head a little shake from side to side. Opening up through the back of the leg, but also all the way up the back of the body. And then slowly walking yourself back on up. Bring the torso back through to center. Your long leg, so your left leg, picking it up and popping it, bending the knee, popping it to the side of you. So you're now kind of in this little stag shape through the legs. Walk the hands back just until you start to feel a stretch arrive up the front of the left thigh. So this could be completely enough. You could come down onto your forearms, or sometimes some of you might also be able to lie completely flat on your back. But again, don't push yourself to go anywhere just yet because we're just starting out. Just opening gently through the front of the thigh. Your next inhale, slowly bring yourself through to center. And that left leg that's bent, bring it around and come to cross the legs over in front of each other. So just sat in a cross-legged position. And then from here, creeping yourself forward and come to hang over the legs this way. Again, you can shake through the head, but concentrate on sending the breath up the whole length of the back of the body. And then slowly walking yourself on up. Your right leg this time will extend on out. Bring the left sole of foot to the inside of that right leg. Right hand on top of the right shin, coming into our side bend, so reaching up and over with that left arm. And again, feel like you're reaching forward and past the foot, rather than trying to reach down towards the foot. We want to stay nice and open through the chest, be opening the front of the body. Looking down towards your right knee. Rotate the torso so it's facing towards the right foot. Inhale to lengthen through the spine and then exhale to fold over. One more deep breath. Use your inhale to rise on up. Shift the weight onto the left hip so you can pick up that right leg and bend the knee. Same thing on this side. So maybe you're just walking back onto your hands and you can already start to feel that stretch up the front of the right leg. Or maybe you can come down slightly lower, bringing the forearms down, or even laying yourself completely flat down onto the floor. One more deep breath here. On an inhale, start to walk yourself on up. Picking up the right leg, crossing it in front of the left, and then creeping yourself forward to hang over the legs. Once again. Next inhale, rises yourself on up. And then come over onto tabletop. Shoulders stacked over the wrists and knees stacked over the hips. Start to bring in a few movements. So as you inhale, dropping the belly, looking forward. So you're projecting through the front of the chest. And then as you exhale, push the hands down, round through the back, chin towards the chest. Another couple of these as you inhale, belly drops. Looking and shining forward, and as you exhale, round through the back. Using your breath to move here, so nice and slowly. And then coming to a neutral spine, creeping the hands forward, slightly pull the belly button towards the back. of the spine. So stay connected through the center and melt the chest down towards the floor. Maybe the forehead lowers. But again, you don't want to drop entirely down. You're slightly curling the tailbone under to stay nice and protected and connected into the lower back. And it's all about opening up underneath the armpits, around the shoulders. Your next inhale, walking the hands up, back underneath the shoulders, tucking the toes. Deep inhale, press into the floor, slightly round the back, and as you exhale, hover the knees 1 or 2 inches away from the floor. So we're getting strong through the shoulders, we're also getting strong through the belly. So pull the belly button up and towards the spine. Try to lengthen through the spine here. One more deep breath. And then hips lift up to downward facing dog. Slowly bend the right knee and press the left heel down towards the floor, stretching through the back of the calf. Gently swapping, bending the left knee, pressing that right heel down. Taking that once more on each side, bending into the right knee, left heel presses down. And back through to center, pressing the right heel down. Straightening through both legs, deep inhale here. And take a big exhale out through the mouth. Bend the knees and start to walk the hands towards the feet. So you're walking yourself to the back, hanging over the legs here into a forward fold. Take the hands to the ankles or to the shins. Take a little grip hold here and then inhale, lengthen the spine away. And then exhale, use the arms to just pull you slightly further down. So you're trying to glue the belly button towards the top of the thighs. Take another one like that. Straighten the arms and lengthen away. You can have some softness in the knees. And then exhale, pulling yourself forward. Let the head relax, belly button glues to the thighs. And another inhale to lengthen. And exhaling to fold. Bend the knees, start to roll your way up to standing, release the arms. Head is the last thing that rolls on up. Bring the shoulders all the way up towards the ears, squeeze those shoulder blades together, and then slide the shoulder blades down the back. Take the hands to the lower back, with the fingertips pointing down towards the floor. Keep the legs and the feet hips distance. And you want to have a little bit of buoyancy in the knees. You don't want to lock them out. From here, as you inhale, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Feel like you're squeezing the elbows, trying to tap them behind you. Keep the belly button pulled towards the spine. So just opening through the front of the chest. Feel like you're lifting from the sternum bone. Another breath here. Keep squeezing the shoulder blades together. And then gently release. Right knee draws up and in towards the chest. Give it a little hug. So keep pressing into the floor with that left foot. Take a hold of the front of the right knee with the left hand, like we did when we were laying down, and then peel that right arm back so you're twisting open towards your right side. Again, keep growing through the crown of the head, keep pressing down into the floor with that foot. And then as you inhale, coming slowly back on through to center. Placing that right foot next to the left, but this time take the feet together and bring the hands into prayer. Sinking the hips down. You've still got that squeeze of the shoulder blades together. Sitting down like you're about to sit on a chair. Squeeze the inner thighs together. So if there's a piece of paper in between your thighs, you don't want to lose it. Seeing if you can sink slightly further down. Weight is back in the heels, so you should be able to look down and wiggle your toes. One more deep inhale here, really getting active through the backs of the legs. And then as you exhale, twist towards your right so the left elbow comes down. Squeeze the palms together so you rotate the chest towards the side. Slightly deeper twist through the upper back. One more deep inhale here. Look down towards the floor. Forward fold. Hands to the shins, inhale and lengthen. Exhaling to fold, bend the knees, rolling your way on up. Shoulders lift to the ears, squeeze them together, slide them down the back. This side moving the weight into the right foot and the left knee draws up, hug it in. Keeping a hold of that left knee with the right hand, start to peel the left arm back. Twist open towards your left. Belly button is still pulling in towards the spine. Coming back on through to center. Slowly lowering that left foot down. Big toes touch, feet together. Hands together in front of the chest. Sinking the hips down. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Squeeze the shoulders together. Your tailbone feels like it's lengthening away, and you're lengthening also through the crown of the head. You want to keep the spine nice and long. Again, don't let the belly drop because then you'll lose the connection in the lower back. Keep pulling that belly button in towards the spine. Sink slightly deeper. Weight in the heels, legs working hard. And then twisting over towards the left, the right elbow pops down. Squeeze the palms, push the palms together, rotate the body towards that left side. Left shoulder, peel it back so you're really opening through the front of the chest. One more breath. And then forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift and lengthen. And soft in the knees. Start to creep yourself forward all the way to a plank. So a classic high plank. Again, pressing down in towards the floor. Heels push back. Crown of head reaches forward. Pull the belly button up towards the spine. Next exhale, start to lower the knees down and then lower the chest all the way down to the floor. Hands come slightly further forward in front of the face. Press the tops of the feet down into the floor. Inhale to lift. Nice low cobra to start off with, and then pull the floor with the hands so you feel like the rib cage moves forward as you lower down. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, reaching forward and down. And last time, inhale to lift. Keep the shoulders nice and relaxed. Maybe a bit higher this time. Exhale to lower. Bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. Squeeze the elbows to the ribs. Tuck the toes and make your way to downward facing dog. We're just going to stay in down dog for 3 really deep breaths. So lengthening and pressing the heels down towards the floor. Keep pressing the floor away with the hands. Tailbone is lifting up towards the ceiling. If you find that your back feels like it's really rounding, then bend the knees and then send the tailbone up. Your next inhale, the right foot will step forwards in between the hands and you lower the back knee down. Drive through the feet, arms rise up, coming into a nice low lunge. Sink the hips down but press the feet in towards the floor and lift up through the upper body. Deep inhale, grow taller through the spine. And then right arm peels back, twist towards your right. Staying here for another breath. Really breathe into the sides of the ribs. And as you exhale, pull the fingertips away from each other, get nice and broader across the back. Taking the left hand down towards the floor, easy twist, right arm reaches up. So maybe if you can sink slightly deeper down into the legs. Keep reaching up with that right hand. Keep pressing the left hand down into the floor, pressing the right foot down towards the floor. One more breath. Right hand finds the floor. Come up onto the fingertips. Start to send the hips back towards the heels. Adjust the hands as you need to, and then flex the right toes away from the floor, straightening as much as you can through that right knee. If that right knee is a little bit bent, if you've got really tight hamstrings, then keep it bent. But take an inhale to see if you can lengthen the spine, and then see if you can fold a little bit deeper, finding a deeper hamstring stretch. Keep lengthening forward with the chest. So think more about head, nose pointing down towards the foot rather than nose to the knee. As you inhale, pull the weight back into the right foot, hands down, tuck the back toe, downward facing dog. A deep breath in and a deep breath out. Stepping that left foot forward, slow lunge, right knee lowers down. Drive through the feet, arms rise on up. So pressing down into the floor with the legs. And when you're in a low lunge, almost feel like you're trying to pull the legs towards each other. Get that engagement through the inner thighs. Deep breath. Twist open towards your left, fingertips peel back. Belly button pulls in towards the spine, another deep breath here. And then slowly floating that right hand down towards the floor, easy twist. Lengthen through both sides of the waist. And then slowly bringing that left hand down to frame the left foot. And come up onto the fingertips. Shift the weight back so the hips move back towards the back of the mat, the back of your room. Flexing the left toes towards the face. Inhale to lengthen, adjust the hands if you need to, and then exhaling to fold. Couple of breaths here, just bringing that bit of length into the left hamstring. And then as you inhale, coming forward, hands placed down, tucking the back toe, downward facing dog. Huge breath in, and a big breath out. Lowering the knees down onto the floor, bringing the forearms down. And when you bring the forearms down, you want to measure up through the upper arms. So take a hold of the biceps of the shoulders. And then bring the hands into a clasp in front of you. Take a really deep breath into the shoulders, and as you exhale, press down into the floor with the forearms. And this might be where you stay, or you can tuck the back toes, lift the hips like a downward facing dog, and walking the toes in towards you. Relax the head, whatever version you're taking. But the key is here is to push the floor away. We're getting some strength and opening through the shoulders. The belly button is working hard, the belly is pulling towards the spine. Keep scooping it up. Slowly lowering the knees if you don't already have them down, and then sending the hips back. Come into child's pose, reaching the hands forward.
forehead down, sending the bum towards the heels. As you inhale, rise up. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in and full breath out. Stepping the right foot forward in between the hands. Lower the back heel down and drive through both feet to rise up. So you're straight through the back leg, bend through the front. So in warrior one. Hands reach behind you and interlace the hands behind the back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and lift the chest as you inhale. As you exhale, a humble warrior. So you're hinging yourself forward. Shoulder moves to the inside of the right knee. If this is too much on the shoulders, you can just interlace the hands behind the back or just grab hold of the elbows. But whatever version you're doing with the hands, keep squeezing those shoulder blades together because you want to open through the front of the chest. One more deep inhale here. And then releasing the hands. Step the back foot a little bit further back behind you. Lower that heel back down, and this time rise up into warrior two. So you're turning to face the long edge of your mat, if you're on a mat, or the side of your room. Bend nice and deeply into that front knee. Shoulders or torso stacked over the top of the hips. And look forward over towards your right middle finger. Flip that front palm, reach forward all the way up and reverse the warrior. Keep trying to keep that bend in that front knee. Breathe into the right side of the rib cage. One more breath here. And then hands move up over the top, down towards the floor. Stepping into a plank. A deep inhale in plank. And then lower the knees, lower the chest down towards the floor. Hands come out towards the side, fingertips down, elbows point up. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, drop the left shoulder down towards the floor. Take a look over the right shoulder. Inhale through to center. Right shoulder drops, take a look over the left. Inhale back to center. Hands underneath the shoulders, squeeze those elbows in, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Left foot will step forward, right heel lowers down, rise up facing the front. Shoulders and hips nice and square. So that might mean heel-toeing the left foot a little bit wider. Sweep the arms behind you, interlace them behind the back. Inhale to lift, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and exhale, humble warrior. Hinging at the hips, floating yourself forward. Feet are pressing down into the floor. Try to allow the head to be nice and heavy. Try not to let that bum on the left side swing out towards the side. You want to keep squeezing it through to the center. And then slowly lowering the hands down to the floor. Step that right foot a little bit further back and then rise on up into warrior two. Nice long stance, that knee is tracking forward over the toes, bend nice and deeply into the legs. Pressing down into the floor through both feet. Flip the front palm, reach forward, all the way up and over. Reversing the warrior. Legs stay as they are, don't come up out of that front knee. Keep bending down, feeling like you're lifting that left side of the rib cage away from that left hip. One more deep breath here. Cartwheeling the hands down to the floor. Stepping into plank. Lowering the knees down. Lowering the body all the way down to the floor. Taking the hands a little bit wider, but not, we're going to come into a cobra, but lifting the head, chest and hands all the way off the floor. Press down into the floor, the tops of the feet. As you inhale, rise up. Hovering the hands, so you're lifting yourself up and away. Stay here for another breath. And then exhale to lower. Same thing again with something added on. So inhale to lift. Head, chest, shoulders, arms. As you exhale, reach the arms forward. As you inhale, cactus the arms around the sides of the body, squeeze the elbows and the shoulder blades together. As you exhale, reach forward. Inhale to squeeze. Exhale to release forward. Last time, inhale to squeeze. And release the whole body down towards the floor. Give the hips a little shake from side to side. And then slowly pushing yourself away from the mat. Just come and sit on your heels. This is really uncomfortable because I know some of us have really tight ankles. You can either pop a cushion or something underneath your ankles or do this just in a cross-legged position. From here, taking the hands behind you and interlacing them behind the back. Knuckles move around to that kind of fleshy part in between the lower rib and the hip bone. Inhale to lift and lengthen through the spine, and then drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Slide both shoulder blades down the back so you start to feel a stretch arrive up the left side of the neck. And slightly tilt the chin up towards the ceiling so you feel it more along the front of the neck. These muscles often become really, really short when we're sat at a computer or in our car for a really long time. And then that's what often causes us to kind of have that slump over, or sort of the dip down of the chin. Keep breathing really deeply, so you're sending the breath right up and underneath the collarbones. Slowly allow the chin to rock down towards the chest. And release the arms, and then gently lift the head and take a few little shoulder rolls here. Taking that on the other side, interlacing the hands, swap the grip behind you. Knuckles come to the left waist. Inhale, grow tall, and then drop the head over towards the left shoulder. Again, position the chin in a place where you can find that stretch along the front of the neck. It's not the most glamorous of positions, but it's really good to release these muscles in the neck, the top of the shoulders. One more really deep breath here. Slowly roll the chin down towards the chest and lifting through the head, releasing the arms. Give the shoulders again another little roll around. Shift the hips off to one side to bring the legs around the front. So coming to sit down on the floor, bring the knees in, feet together. And don't worry too much about how close the heels are towards the hips. You can have them a little bit wider. If this is a little bit uncomfortable on your lower back, then pop something underneath the hips, like a cushion or a rolled up blanket or something like that. From here, take that inhale and sit tall through the spine. And then just allow the body to round over the legs. Palms face up towards the ceiling, allow the chin to drop. Allow the legs to be nice and heavy. And you're just starting to allow the body to decompress. Maybe you close down the eyes here. Relax the muscles around the face, the jaw. And then slowly walking yourself on up. Take the hands to the outside of the thighs and then draw the knees in towards each other. Place the soles of the feet down and the arms behind you, the fingertips facing towards the hips. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Press down into the floor with the feet. Lift the hips up and away. Coming into an upward facing tabletop. Feel that stretch arrive along the front of the chest. Squeeze those glutes to keep those hips lifted. And then slowly lower the hips down. Keeping the feet planted. Bring the arms forward, reach forward. Inhale, lengthen. And then one vertebrae at a time, start to roll yourself down onto your back. Nice and slowly, using those muscles in the core that we've woken up to lower yourself on down. Head lowers, last thing. And then draw those knees back up and in towards the chest. Glue the knees together, start to make a few circles in a clockwise way. And then anti-clockwise. Bring the feet down towards the floor, but take them nice and wide. Arms out towards the sides, making a few window wiper motions through the legs. Just letting the knees gently fall over towards the left, over towards the right. Last bit of decompression and mobility through the hips and the lower back. And then feel free to make any other last little movements that feel good to do so. You could come back to that full body stretch. You can hug the knees in, maybe you take a happy baby, just anything else that you feel like your body's kind of crying out for. It doesn't even have to be a yoga pose, it could just be a little roll through the ankles, through the wrists. And then slowly coming to make your way onto your back. Feet go long, nice and wide, back to where we started, palms facing up. Take your time to get nice and comfy, kind of wriggle yourself around. And take a really deep breath in through the nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. Settle your body down to the floor. Letting all of your muscles and your bones just be completely supported. You don't need to hold them in any type of position anymore. And then just noticing how the body's feeling now. there more space? Is there a little bit of heat or sensation or tingling? And then draw that awareness back to the breath. Just allow yourself to watch that rise and fall of your belly, your chest as you inhale and exhale. And then slowly starting to deepen the breath. Sending the breath around the entire body. Bring a bit of a wiggle back into the fingers and the toes. Bring a bit of movement back. Take a gentle rock of the head over towards the left, over towards the right. Arms come over the head, take that full stretch. Knees pull in, hug, giving yourself that hug for that last time of the practice. Rolling yourself over onto whichever side feels comfortable to do so. And then just take a moment on whichever side you've gone to. Try to keep that nice, heavy and weighted feeling through the body. And keeping your eyes closed if you can, gently pressing your way on up to a seat. Crossing the legs, bringing the hands into prayer in front of the chest. Take a nice deep full breath in and a huge sigh out through the mouth. Take a moment of stillness just to acknowledge the breath, acknowledge the practice, tuning in to how you're feeling, and gently bowing the head down, saying thank you to yourself for taking the time out of your day to practice for your body and for your mind. Thank you.